You can't ever leave it all behind.
NCIS Origins premieres CBS Monday, October 14th, part of CBS Premiere Week.
Skies clouding up for tonight, and we might set off a few showers for the early part of tonight, but clearing skies as we head toward daybreak, lows in the upper 40s.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, our top story tonight, the port strike will be put on pause as the union negotiates a new contract with the deadline of January 15th. Plus, we head to Escanaba, where women from United Steelworkers are holding a fundraiser for those in need in the community. We'll hear more about their mission. And another fundraiser, this one for breast cancer. We'll show you the start of Pink Fest. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
As we head toward Friday, weather looking in pretty good shape, or some sunshine, maybe some early clouds hanging around from the wave from last night. Then temperatures starting out in the mid-40s. Cooler overall with a decent amount of sunshine, and afternoon high temperatures getting into the lower 60s. And the rest of the Upper Peninsula looking good, keeping decent sunshine throughout the area. Temperatures for most of you, like Marquette, in the mid-60s. More details later in the show. Kevin?
Thanks, Tom. And developing now, the International Longshoremen's Association, the union representing striking U.S. dock workers at East and Gulf Coast ports, reached a tentative deal this evening that suspends its strike until January 15th to negotiate a new contract. The strike had shut down 14 ports along the East and Gulf Coast since Tuesday. Nancy Chen is at the port in Newark, New Jersey.
Good evening. We heard cheers and celebrations just behind me right after 6 o'clock Eastern as the strikers behind me said that they had reached a tentative agreement. Details of this are still coming together right now, but today marked day 3 of this strike, which started Tuesday morning after their contract expired at midnight. At least 25,000 dock workers in 14 ports along the East and Gulf Coast walked off the job in search of higher wages, they said, and protections against automation. Now, negotiations had appeared to be at a standstill between the union and their employer, WZMQ, a group of terminal operators and ocean carriers. There had been major concerns about supply chain issues because of this strike, with one estimate putting the economic impact at as much as $4.5 billion a day. There was also one study showing that for each day of the strike, it would take roughly 6 days to clear the backlog. However, now with the dock workers behind me saying that the strike appears to be over, or at least that there's a tentative agreement that work does continue to clear that backlog.
New information in the 2020 election interference case against former President Donald Trump has now been unsealed from court documents. Yesterday, a U.S. district judge made public a brief from the special counsel with evidence and arguments why this case should move forward despite the Supreme Court's ruling on presidential immunity. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp reports.
In the 165-page brief made public on Wednesday, it shares new details from special counsel Jack Smith's election interference case against former President Donald Trump. It was originally filed under seal a week ago. The judge overseeing the case has to determine what charges Trump could face following the Supreme Court's ruling, where justices ruled presidents can be prosecuted for unofficial, not official acts while in office. Parts of the document are redacted, but the special counsel's brief asserts there is enough evidence to proceed with the case, even with the Supreme Court's ruling. The brief gives new details about conversations and other evidence, arguing that the actions that Trump took trying to overturn the 2020 election results were fundamentally private, meaning not being done in his official role as president. For example, the brief claims Trump told his family, "It doesn't matter if you won or lost the election, you have to fight like hell." It also highlights Trump's actions during the January 6, 2021 U.S. Capitol attack. The brief details Trump was on social media, criticizing the then Vice President Mike Pence for not stopping the certification of electoral votes. The brief states after Trump was informed that Pence was moved to a secure location as rioters made their way into the Capitol, Trump looked at the aide and said only, "So what?" The brief was unsealed weeks before the November election. The judge in this case said earlier this week that she is conducting a close and fact-specific analysis of the indictment's allegations as directed by the Supreme Court. In Washington, D.C., Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
The Michigan Department of Lifelong Education Advancement and Potential is announcing over $500,000 for Michigan colleges. The Quick Start grants are a part of a larger $3 million group of college success grants. It was created to help universities remove institutional barriers to student success by conducting internal assessments to look at what institutions are already doing to support students and how they can fill in some of the gaps.
It's really about how can we make sure that colleges are as supportive as possible so that when students make that really brave decision to go to school, that they have all the support they need once they're there.
Lake Superior State is one of the universities set to receive between $50,000 and $75,000 to begin the process. We have more information about the grants on our website and mobile news app. This week, members of a Delta County union are fundraising to get food in the hands of those who need it most this fall. WZMQ's Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons has the story.
The United Steelworkers Women of Steel hit the picket line bright and early Thursday morning. But this strike is a fundraising effort for those in need.
We're here collecting monetary donations and canned goods for our local food pantries, Salvation Army and St. Vincent de Paul here in Escanaba.
It's the Strike for Hunger, where picketers call on shoppers to do their part to combat food insecurity.
With the prices of everything going up, we know that there's a lot of families struggling and that a lot of people need help. We just like to give back to our communities, so we're out here trying to help them out.
The Strike for Hunger has been going strong for about a decade. Last year, the Women of Steel brought in nearly $16,000 and 1,700 pounds of food.
We always hope it's better than what we've gotten years before, but whatever donations we get, we appreciate. No donation is too small.
The Strike for Hunger continues Friday and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., both here at Elmers County Market and at Pat's Foods in Gladstone.
Tomorrow, too, besides doing this, we'll have our brought sale going on. They also have a back room sale going on here today and tomorrow, so we're hoping we get a lot of people.
So whether it's a cash donation or a bag of non-perishable foods or personal care products, there are plenty of ways and opportunities to give.
This is actually our biggest fundraiser of the year, so it's just one of our ways that USW local union brothers and sisters like to give back to our community. Just hope to see a lot of people come down and help out our friends in need.
Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Escanaba.
A two-day conference in Marquette began today with many nonprofits in attendance. Our John Truitt was one of those and tells us how they're working together to better serve their communities.
With money tight everywhere, many nonprofits are finding it increasingly difficult to find financial support through donations. The UP Nonprofit Conference brings together charitable organizations and nonprofits to collaborate on ways to continue their mission while navigating today's economic landscape. The conference is presented by Grow and Lead Community and Youth Development, whose CEO, Amy Quinn, explains why collaborative gatherings like this are so helpful.
The nonprofit sector really shoulders the burden of human, cultural, social aspects of the community. And so to have a strong nonprofit sector really means to have thriving communities.
Quinn says fostering collaboration and showing support for each other is the theme of the conference.
It's important for nonprofits to be able to take a day to network, to realize, hey, I'm not alone in this, and oh, this is how you do that. Okay, I can learn from this.
Because those in the nonprofit sector often suffer from burnout due to long hours and staffing challenges, the keynote speaker, Lane Clark, says nonprofit jobs come with a unique kind of stress.
In that case, it can feel extremely stressful to have the fear of letting anyone down or of not meeting the standard because you care so deeply about your work.
CEO of UP Kids, Sarah Kader, says it's all about community.
The way nonprofits work is we're here to build the community and make the community healthier and make the community better. And so how do we work together to do that?
In Marquette, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
The conference continues tomorrow with the topic switching from nonprofits to professional development, where speakers will detail how people can thrive in their careers. Some Americans may have another reason to thank their friends and new findings on the impact of not smoking. WZMQ's Sarah Blakely has some of the day's top health stories.
A first-of-its-kind new study suggests the creation of a smoke-free generation could help save lives around the world. Researchers in Spain found banning tobacco sales for teens could prevent almost half of future lung cancer deaths in men and around 1/3 in women. Smoking is the leading cause of preventable death worldwide. Countries undergoing climate shocks like landslides, storms, or floods may see a rise in domestic violence against women 2 years after those events. That's according to researchers in Europe who surveyed more than 150 countries between 1993 and 2019. They suggest policymakers consider those impacts when addressing climate change. And a survey of American singles finds friendships may be key to your well-being. Researchers analyzed data from over 1,000 Americans between the ages of 18 to 24. They found singles who were satisfied with their friendships tended to be happier with their lives than those dissatisfied with their friendships. Those are some of today's top health stories. I'm Sarah Blakely, WZMQ 19 News.
Tonight, a month-long fundraiser for the Delta County Cancer Alliance kicked off in Escanaba. There was a full house at Kathmandu's for the first evening of the inaugural Pink Fest. Patrons enjoyed specialty pink drinks and voted in the Bras for a Cause contest, with each entry decorated by a local organization. Pink Fest proceeds will help the Cancer Alliance provide wigs, mobility aids, and financial assistance to those facing a cancer diagnosis.
I want to give a really big shout out to Kathmandu's. I mean, they've opened up this place for us. They're so committed to doing what's right for our community and to share the resources they have to help us all work together as a strong community, growing stronger together.
The next event will be 1 week from today at Rapid River Pub, and Pink Fest will conclude at Cheniere's Reef on October 17th. Your first morning weather forecast with Tom DeVecchio is after the break, and the death toll following Hurricane Helene rises to 200. And later, Mike Ludlam has your look at sports, including some high school volleyball action. We're back in 2 minutes.
John's Auto has been voted the #1 dealer to buy pre-owned vehicle for longer than I've been alive. If you're looking for a vehicle, or if you're looking for someone to help with your current car, or if you need to get yours looking like new again, come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
I'm supported by generations of women before me, who've spent centuries fighting for our rights. But Carl Bonac is supported by radical groups that would restore the 1931 abortion ban, rolling back the clock, criminalizing abortions, taking away our rights. Bonac says he has authority over his body, but he wants the government to control ours. I guess Carl thinks women aren't worthy of the basic rights he wants for himself. Guess what, Carl? You're not worthy of our vote.
Hi, Chef Daniel Greenhead with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. It has the motor and blades built right into the lid, so blend a shake at the gym, make pina coladas by poolside, or grind coffee beans for an iced cold brew on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 with free shipping. You'll also get 2 sipping lids, a second container, and the sports lid. Get it all for just $29.99. Order now.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
It's hard to believe, but it's true. Even the liberal media was shocked Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners and illegal aliens.
Every transgender inmate would have access.
Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Is your parents' car sounding funny? Do you hear any clunks, rattles, squeaks, or leaks? Tell them to call John's Auto Service Department for fast, friendly, and affordable service. Come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Now, WZMQ TV19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
We're looking at some dry weather as we head on toward Friday, with maybe a few drops kind of hanging around the area for tonight as the wave moves on by. We should even be able to get some clearing though as we head toward daybreak on Friday, and looking at decent amount of sunshine. For the weekend, a lot of wind expected here, gusts up to 30 miles an hour at times, and we'll keep it dry for Saturday with a decent amount of sunshine. On Sunday, though, actually most of the rain Saturday night, leftover showers on Sunday morning after 8, 9 o'clock, at least here in Marquette. things should be moving out and out of the region towards Sault Ste. Marie by mid-morning. So for the kids tomorrow, chilly temperatures, but we should see at least partly sunny skies. We'll start out mainly in the 40s as the kids go to school with just some high clouds around. As the kids go home in the afternoon, we'll continue with the nice weather, but on the cool side, low 60s, but not much wind. And again, a good amount of sunshine when the buses drop you off in the afternoon. So the futurecast, a lot of clouds around for tonight. But you can see after midnight, the sky's already clearing basically from Marquette west toward Ironwood, and we'll have the clouds clear totally by daybreak at Sault Ste. Marie, and we'll have maybe again, might squeeze out a few showers, but the majority of what little rain does occur will be on the lower peninsula of Michigan and perhaps out toward Wisconsin. Some good weather for the afternoon here on Friday. Temperatures a bit on the cool side, trying to squeeze out a shower or two here east toward Newberry, maybe, but for the most part, I think we're going to have some pretty decent weather for the day. Then on Saturday, looking good as a futurecast showing a bit of a return flow here with a few clouds around and temperatures in the 60s. As for winds, not too bad for tonight. We'll keep it on the calm side here. And as usual, the lakes get a little bit more on the open waters of the lake, but on land here, see this big clockwise spin. That's high pressure. That's why we're going to have such decent weather as we head on into the day on Friday. And we'll keep the stronger winds offshore for the most part. They start to pick up a bit on Saturday morning, and the gusts will continue into the afternoon on Saturday. So lows for tonight, mainly in the mid-40s. High temperatures for tomorrow, as you can see, most of you primarily in the mid-60s. So a good-looking Friday, good way to end the week. Things do get a little windy again for the weekend. We're going to keep Saturday on the dry side, actually a decent amount of sunshine. Rain comes in with the next weather system Saturday night, hanging around Sunday morning. You can see chilly wind on Sunday, chilly conditions for the early part of next week.
Thank you, Tom. The death toll now tops 200 in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. The storm roared ashore 1 week ago today in northwestern Florida as a strong Category 4. President Biden is continuing his tour of devastated areas with visits to Florida and Georgia. Nicole Valdez has the latest from Nashville.
Helene is now the deadliest hurricane to hit the U.S. mainland since Katrina.
Unfortunately, we have up to 33 fatalities in the state of Georgia right now,
bringing the overall death toll to more than 200, with hundreds more still missing. President Biden visited Georgia and Florida for a first-hand look at the destruction. During one stop, he walked amid the damage in northwest Florida, near where Helene made landfall a week ago today. And in Georgia, he visited a pecan farm that suffered extensive damage.
President Jimmy Carter once said, "Tremendous progress can be made if we persevere through difficult challenges." This is a difficult challenge we're facing.
Across the region, people are struggling. This man is bottling river water to use at home.
You gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, use this to flush your toilet, drink the bottled water.
We know people need drinking water, they need food, they need household supplies, they need personal hygiene supplies, they need cleaning supplies, and we still need people around the nation to consider helping us and bringing us those resources.
6,700 members of the National Guard, along with at least 1,000 active duty troops, are distributing food and water and helping with rescue and cleanup efforts across 6 states.
Good girl.
And through all the misery, there have been some moments of hope. Firefighters in Kingsport, Tennessee rescued this dog that had been stuck in a tree for days.
Still to come on your 19 News at 11. Mike has those high school volleyball highlights. Your sports is right after this.
Choice Hotels is a family of brands with a hotel for any traveler you want to be, like a craft cocktail connoisseur at the Cambria Hotel Bar.
Or Mr. Tackle the Inbox so it's room service time at a Radisson Hotel.
Stay 2 nights and get 8,000 points when you book direct.
Ooh, effervescence.
What was that?
Nothing.
Gorilla Super Glue.
Brush for edge-to-edge coverage and nozzle for precise application all in one. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
My husband and I are going through IVF treatments now. It could be our only chance to have a family. But Donald Trump's plan could ban IVF in some states. My husband is in the military. He volunteered to serve. We are patriots and we go where he is assigned. What if we end up in a state where IVF is no longer legal? What will we do then?
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Does cooking feel like a kitchen battle? You need Granite Stone Armor Max, the revolutionary cookware set with 4 durable layers of ultra non-stick. So slick, virtually nothing sticks. No oil or butter needed. You can get the Granite Stone Armor Max set for just 4 easy payments of $39.99. We'll include this razor-sharp knife set and deep steam and fry pan set, yours absolutely free. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. Order now.
What's happening in Washington affects you directly here in the Upper Peninsula. I'm Rachel Knapp.
And I'm Brendan Scanlon. We track the issues and positions of the elected lawmakers you send to Washington.
We're on Capitol Hill every day reporting on what you care about most.
Education, your money, student loans, healthcare, safety, and privacy.
Coverage you can count on live from our bureau in America's capital.
Only here on WZMQ 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. Number 1 Calumet defeated number 2 Kingsford Tuesday in a high school volleyball showdown. Interestingly enough, both teams were in Marquette County tonight. We'll start with the Copper Kings at Marquette. Pick up the action in the first set. Calumet's Maddie Torla swings, but Marquette digs it successfully. CC Fuller, Harlow Davis, Rogan Rushka puts that off the block, and it goes down for the kill. Calumet up by 1-7-6. The next sequence went about 45 seconds, so we'll pick it up in the middle. Libero Jess Anderson passes to Bella Capo, and Jackie Keelan for the tip that will hit the floor. Calumet goes back in front 12-11. Next, Maddie Torla sends the ball over for the blue and gray. Brianna Anderson, Rogan Rushka to Jocelyn Mead for the kill off the net. Sentinels trail by 1, 14-13. Another good point here, Ellison Bjork's kill attempt for Calumet is rejected by Jocelyn Mead. Somehow Jess Anderson keeps the ball play. Grace Karanen with the put away, and we're now knotted at 15. More pinball action at the net. Nice dig there by Bella Capo of Calumet. Sentinel set the ball over, and it's Bjorn, Bella Capo, Jackie Keelan puts that one down. And Calumet has the lead at 20-19. Calumet had the first set point, and Jess Anderson gets the service ace. Copper Kings take set 1 25-23, easily won the second, had to work hard to get the third 27-25. Calumet gets the sweep 3-0. Hop in the car, let's go to Negaunee, where Kingsford volleyball players were charging their phones so they could do something on the way back on the bus ride, I guess. Negaunee is struggling, sending the ball over to the net. Manny Kreider for Kingsford pushes it deep. Negaunee not able to recover. Flivers lead 20-8 in set number 1. Next for Negaunee, Janelle Raudiola sets Tessa Kangas for the back row kill attempt. Kingsford cannot track that one down, but the Flivers still had the lead at 20-13. Next, Maya Brunswick with the kill from Alyssa Larson. The Flivers are up by 8 at 23-15. Kingsford won the first set 25-16 and the match 3-0. Maddie Kreider had 10 kills, 18 assists, and 14 digs for the Flivers. To the volleyball scoreboard, Hancock playing well once again. 3-0 defeating Houghton this evening in the battle for the Portage Lake Lift Bridge. It was Forest Park 3 and Munising 0. Ireland McGeeshick had 15 kills for Ewan Trail Creek and a sweep over Bessemer. Kearney Nato turns back Mid-Peninsula 3-0. North Dickinson the same to Superior Central, and Manistee cruised past Westwood 3-0. And Barker Harris also a 3-0 score over Rapid River. High school boys soccer, Houghton I think defeated or at least tied Marquette earlier this season. Sentinels get a little revenge, 3-0. National League Wild Card Game 3, the New York Mets, the Milwaukee Brewers. Not a whole lot happening until the bottom of the seventh. Pinch hitter Jake Bowers sends this one over the right field fence. A solo shot and a 1-0 lead for the home team. And that was certainly getting everybody fired up. Next batter, Sal Frelick. This one went a little farther, 408 feet, obviously a solo home run as well. And the Brewers are up by a pair and the celebration gets a little bit bigger. However, in the top of the ninth, 2 runners on for Pete Alonso. And yeah, I didn't hit it that well, but it was not well enough to go over the fence for a 3-run homer. And that pretty much spoiled the Brewers season. New York added 1 more and won the game 4-2 to take the series 2-1. The Mets will visit Philadelphia in a National League Divisional Series starting on Saturday. The Detroit Tigers went 31-13 down the stretch in the regular season just to qualify for the playoffs. Detroit has now become the 4th team in Major League Baseball history to win a playoff series after being 10-plus games back of a playoff spot at least 110 games into the season. They joined the 1964 Cardinals, the 1969 Mets, and the 2011 Cardinals, each who went on to win the World Series. Not a bad deal. Tigers manager A.J. Hinch credits his players for being rather understanding.
Players to understand how we're going to maximize their strengths. You got to have players that'll give up something in order for them to, for another person to have an opportunity. And that's on the mound, it's on defense, it's certainly on offense. I think our players understand it's not about the player I'm taking off the field. It's not about Zach McKinstry, who I pinch hit for. It's about Andy Ibanez's immense strength against left-handed pitching. Or it's not taking Carp off the field today. It was putting Jahan in. And if you can switch the psyche and take maybe a tick of the pride and ego out of it, anything's possible. You can make a ton of decisions that put guys in a position to be successful.
Look at these guys. I mean, we all love each other. We all get along great. The clubhouse where we're at right now it's a ton of fun to be a part of.
How do you think you guys match up against the Guardians next?
We're gonna go in there and try to win every game, and we'll see what happens. But we're gonna give it our best every single game, every at bat, every pitch. That's all we can promise as a team, and I look forward to that challenge.
The Guardians won the regular season series over the Tigers, just 7-6, and 7 of those games were 1-run decisions. Game 1 is set to begin Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, or a few minutes after. You can catch that game on TBS or True TV. Preseason hockey tonight, not too good for the Red Wings. Toronto with that win by the score of 2-0. In college college soccer tomorrow, the NMU women host Ferris State. That contest will begin at 3 o'clock. Michigan Tech will entertain Saginaw Valley State. That one will get going at 5 o'clock. Don't forget, CBS football this Sunday, Baltimore and Cincinnati at 1 o'clock right here on WZMQ 19. And that will be followed by the Packers and the Rams at 4:25 Eastern Time. And we will be right back.
Tonight on The Late Show.
Here we go. Thank you, Tracker. No problem. It's not my name.
A special appearance by Tracker's Justin Hartley, plus Chris Wallace. New tonight on CBS.
I'm Melissa Slotkin, and I want you to know why I'm running for the U.S. Senate. It's my mom, but it could have been anyone's mom. She had survived breast cancer when I was very young, and that pre-existing condition hung over all of us. Then my mom lost her job and couldn't afford health insurance. That's when she was diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer. It was like a grenade went off in our lives. I took a leave of absence to come home and take care of her, and while she was fighting for her life, we were fighting the insurance companies just to get her care. She fought hard, but we lost her in 2011. So when I saw politicians voting to strip protections for people like my mom, something inside me just broke. It's dereliction of duty, and it drove me to run. I approve this message because of my mom. She is why I ran then, and she is why I fight now.
Mr. Mattress here, we're closing out Serta floor models at big discounts below cost. Shop Shunks today.
It's hilarious. Hidden camera. Hijinks. The world's longest running prank show is back. Just for laughs, gags.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
Pure Outdoor is the first program dedicated to increasingly popular outdoor and eco sports. Journey to the world's most exotic, breathtaking locations. Pure Outdoor.
Low temperatures here in Marquette area and most of the Upper Peninsula dropping into the 40s for the most part. We'll have a few 30s in the colder inland sections. You can see Iron River, Ironwood, both expected to be in the mid-30s for later on tonight. Then into tomorrow, we'll have some sunshine here. Temperatures will be in the lower to mid-60s. Good-looking day, maybe a touch breezy, but the winds really kick into gear for the weekend. Gusts up to 30 miles an hour both Saturday and Sunday. But we're going to keep some nice weather on Saturday. At least we'll keep it dry. Temperatures, we'll try to get to 70 degrees here. Next front comes in, though, Saturday night, setting off some showers. That trend will continue into early Sunday morning. And then a cold wind behind it. We'll try to get some clearing for the afternoon, but we're not getting out of the 50s. Early next week, still chilly, less wind though. Temperatures near 60 both days. And then things warm up for the middle of next week. Kevin?
Thanks, Tom. And finally tonight, people in one Colorado town are getting up close and personal with big furry spiders looking for love. The tarantulas are on the move in the southeastern part of the state for mating season. Hundreds of male spiders scurry out of their burrows and roam the dry rolling plains looking for that special lady. La Junta, a city of about 7,300, has been hosting an annual tarantula festival, a special treat for curious festival goers.
I think I've just always loved spiders, and I've always been fascinated with their biology, how little we know about them, the fact that we make so many assumptions off the little information or research that is conducted and done.
The mating ritual happens every autumn. Apparently the best time to see the arachnids is during cooler weather at dawn and dusk. And that's all we have for now. We'll see you tomorrow.
"25 years of fun and you're invited. It's the silver anniversary of the Downtown Marquette Farmers Market. Come celebrate with us every Saturday morning at the Marquette Commons. From 9 to 1, you'll find a wide variety of local foods, produce, art, and so much more.